Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Dishonored Dowd DLC, Knife of Dunwall, Master Assassin video walkthrough. This is the Eminent domain level, and this is the first part of 3 videos. So, during this DLC, I played with certain restrictions to help us get a certain amount of achievements. One of them will be the low chaos, the other one will be 0 kills, and I believe 0 alarms. So you should get quite a nice, barrage of achievements at the end of this if you're following it. There is no specification that this needs to be done on Master Assassin difficulty. I might have said Master Ninja. You'll have to bear with me. Whenever I say Master, my brain automatically puts the word Ninja in front of it because that's what it associates it with. But this level, for the most, is pretty simple. I've got a decent path through it that gets the job done, and it's pretty safe. There's a couple of moments where it's all going to depend on exactly where the guy is, because once we get past this early area and we get to the actual building where the target is, that's when stuff gets a lot more tricky. This right here is quite tricky too. I'm jumping out into mid-air, but thankfully Dowd freezes time, which is so much more useful than... I was going to say Ezio then, but it's not Ezio, it's that other guy, Corvo, from Dishonored. And when you go back to the other game, it can be difficult to adjust from having such a powerful technique. But as this stands, folks, I can't actually hear the game, which I apologise for, because I normally listen to this while I'm playing through, so then if I hear any audio cues, I can tell you what I was thinking or what I was doing at that point. I can mention various things. And I can also tell if the audio is going out of sync, because my PVR is on the fritz, and every so often it just decides to have a laugh and fuck up the audio for me. So I'm going to have to do that all in post, which makes it longer. And the main reason for this is the Triton headset that I got on the 3rd of this month, so I got this March, have decided to stop working. The right ear is completely gone due to the cable, and I'm really limited at what I can do. It's unbelievable. This sequence here, you have to take out a bunch of guys. The way I do it is if you climb up onto here, you can take out the first dude, and then his 2 buddies are going to stand up on the roof to your left. What this is going to allow you to do is to fall down, go to where the girl is, and then shoot them from afar where they can't see you. And you will be able to take them out without kills, without being spotted, if you use the tranquilizing sleep darts. And it's an unconventional method. There might be a much better way of doing it, but this way is mine, so I earn it, and I own it. But it limits me in everything I have to do when the headsets aren't working. It's unbelievable. It's one of those things where you don't realise how much you use something until you can't use it. And there's probably a lot of people thinking, it's just a headset, bro, just do something else. And that is very true, but when it gets to about 10 or 11 o'clock in my current living situations, I have to mute every single piece of technology that I use, and I rely on a headset, and I do a lot of work at night. I do a lot of YouTube stuff at night, and I go long, so I can be up quite late, and it generally means that when my headsets are in the situation as they are now, I can't do anything post 11 o'clock, and it's super frustrating. Like, I'd like to do some live commentaries now, but I can't listen to the game while I play. And if I can't listen to the game, I'll get really pissed off. So I can't do them because I know the commentary is going to be me getting really mad about the fact that my headphones, which I treat like fucking royalty, are not working. And all because they're not built right. So it's this strange, disconnect. I'd love to live stream even though my internet's super dog shit, but I can't do that because I need the headphones again. And there's all these things that I rely on for this feature to have, and I realise I don't have any others. I used to have 3 pairs at one point, and now I'm down to 1, and it's just broken. And it makes me really sad because I've sent a message to the customer services, and I do apologise if you wanted me to speak all strategy and placement here, but if you watch what I do, you'll get the gist of what's needed to be done. But I sent the customer services a message and they haven't replied to me. I've got an automated response saying, "Yo dogs, this thing's got a couple of year warranty on it. Replace my shit, it's gone bad." And I did it in a super polite way. I did not say it like that. And I'm still waiting for a response on it, because the thing that I don't understand with Triton is these headsets get treated so well. I am not in a third world country where I'm using the headset to fight a war. You know, they don't get that kind of hammer. This thing literally gets placed on my head for a few hours every day, does nothing except for sit comfortably when it's not on my head, behind my monitor, with no stress, no duress, nothing. It gets the fucking cush life. It's like the Cheshire Cat. Yet, they break. And I have pads that I've not been kind to with the cables, like swung them around and then unfrazzled them and stuff, and my mum's wrapped them all up and I've unwrapped them and I've dropped them several times. Like, I've pulled on them and I've pulled them out of the damn machine because I've pulled on them too much. Like, I have treated them like a bad spouse. I've literally come home drunk and just pulled on their cables. And yet, the pads still fucking work years later. Yet they can't have this thing happen with these headsets that cost so much more than a pad. Like, this headset cost me 130 fucking quid. And it's lasted less than 3 months. And I'm gonna get it changed. If they don't change, I'm gonna declare war on them. But it's just this insane notion that you pay for this fucking quality and you don't get it. And I really like the headset. The headset is great, but the cable is useless, man. If you're gonna make these expensive headsets, use a braided cable. It gets rid of half of these problems. These cables aren't supported enough. The main flaw with this headset, and I'm speaking of a Triton AX720 Plus. It's the same with the 720s, but they don't sell them anymore apparently. The sound controller on the cable is only like 10 inches away from your ear, or it's probably a bit more than that, like 15 inches away from your ear, and it should be further down, because as it stands, it's not long enough for it to naturally sit in your lap unless you're a 4-year-old, so that tugs on it every so often when you stand up, and even when you use your clipper this can still happen. Like, it's not designed right at all. You know, ergonomically, it fails. And the funny thing about it is I could quote the fit for purpose, you know, use act for electronics, where if this creation's sole purpose is to give me sound and it's not doing that, you have to replace it. And you have a lot of rights that, you know, you're never really told about when it comes to being a consumer. But I don't want to drop that kind of shit on them. When I tell them that this product I've had for 3 months isn't working, they should be going out of their way to replace it for me and to make it as easy as possible because I'm the customer. You know, and they don't. It becomes this fucking pissing contest of, oh, send us this in an email, take a photo of this, make sure you've got this, that, and this. And I can appreciate it because there's a lot of people trying to con them, but at the same time, we don't all have the time to do this bullshit. When it should be just, oh, it's not working, send it here, we'll send you this. Simple. But nothing's ever simple because it's fucking stupid. But this sequence here, guys, you find out from a dialogue tree that that gang that we sedated stole the key. But it only happens when you go in there following the waypoint, which is one of the scripting problems I have with this DLC, where if you know where it's going to go, you can't go there and cut out the 7 steps it took to get there. You have to still do them. And that's one of the things that I'm hoping the next gen definitely tweaks with game design, because I think it's stupid. And I think we're past it. But the key will be in different places depending on how this plays out. Mine was in here after they told us that they'd captured the guy and then they nicked it. And all those other details that you're missing out, well, I'm missing out on because I can't hear the game. But now that you do have the key, it's going to allow you to open the door that leads into the second area of the level, which is the place where we're going to be doing the full brunt of our assassinating. And the only reason that this is 3 sequences of videos is how long it takes me to isolate, that's not a word, but it sounded good. Isolate the target from a maid in his room. And I was sat waiting for him to move into a position that was better for me. He never did, so instead I got creative and it just happened to work. So the only thing left to do here is get on top of that security building thing in front of us, and then as soon as everybody's looking away from the door, blink to it, enter it, and you will have done the first part of the mission. So thank you for watching, folks. I do apologise if there's anything happening on the audio side that I'm not aware of, and you take care now.